to HVAC Animated. My name's Jeff Bennington and I'm your host. And I'm an old HVAC installer, now a territory manager for a major brand. The channel is not about the brand, but it is about bringing valuable content to HVAC installers, technicians, and owners as well. So today's topic is how to move from a $15 HVAC installer to being worth $30 or more as an installer or technician or service tech. And a lot of the principles I'm going to talk about today are also applied to owners. So if you are working the HVAC field, stay tuned. Okay, everybody, welcome back. So today's topic, how to move from a $15 HVAC installer to $30 or more as an installer or technician. And basically, there's 5 principles I'm going to talk about. There's not so much 5 ways, it's principles to get there. And the first principle to move from $15 an hour on up, and again, these concepts apply to owners. So think about your company in terms of, I'm a $15 company and I want to become a $30 an hour company. Okay, so principle, right? I'm not saying you charge $15 or $30 an hour. It's a principle of value. So the number one principle is your pay is equal to the value you bring to the marketplace. This is true in any industry. It's true with any position. When you get hired as a installer or service tech and you know very little, you're in that $10 to $15 range because you know very little. It's very simple. It's a very simple equation. The more you learn, the more value you bring to the marketplace. Guess what? The more you're going to make. So the first principle is understanding that your pay, your income, your salary, your hourly rate is determined by the value that you bring to the marketplace. All right. So a couple things you can do to increase that value. Here's some immediate things you can do. Number one, if you're uniformed and you're clean at every job and you smell good every time you walk into the door, that's going to increase your value. It increases your value when you come to an interview. It increases your value when you show up the customer's door. It increases your value when you show up to work every day. Clean, nice, professional appearance, and you smell good, right? No offense to smokers, but if you walk in the door and that's somebody who is offended by the smell of smoke, you are decreasing your value in the marketplace immediately. And as much as I hate to say it, appearance does matter. So it's a service industry. So when you come into someone's home, appearance is the first thing. So appearance needs to be great, needs to be polished. And if you do an install the first half of the day and go to another one, you need to put on a clean shirt, wash your hands and face, start fresh all over again, because that's one quick way to build value. And the next way, and actually more important, the other one is a little bit more superficial, but it's the reality. The next thing is to improve or to have a great attitude. So if you have a great attitude, you genuinely care about your customer, you genuinely care about doing a good job, you want the company to succeed and you want to exceed, your attitude is going to help you improve your wages. It's going to help you improve in life and be more successful. Number 3, in some quick ways, is integrity. If you are honest, if you in the far corners of the crawl space or the deep dark corners of the attic, if you do a great job and your quality is a high level quality work, when nobody is watching, you're going to have a greater chance of being successful and improving your worth and your value in the marketplace. On the flip side, if you are working where nobody is seeing you and you drop the value of your quality, or you don't do as good of work as you know you should, you are decreasing the value of your pay in the marketplace. And I've seen this 100 times. When nobody's looking, these are the guys or girls that do less quality work because they think they're going to get away with it, but ultimately they're found out and then they'll get fired and they'll go and take their bad habits into another company. And I'm telling you, if you're clean and neat, if you got a great attitude and you have integrity, You do what's right when no one's looking. Those are 3 ways to fast forward your career in any industry, really, but especially in heating and cooling, because you're working in people's homes. You need to work with integrity. Of course, the quality of your work, the speed of your work, and the level of skill you have, as you improve those, your value will go up in the marketplace, and therefore you'll get more pay. These are the basics. All right, these are things like, okay, I already know that, Jeff, move forward. Okay, so maybe there's some things you don't know. So the second most important thing, I believe, is, as far as a principle, is to invest in yourself. And the number one thing I think every installer technician should invest in is their mentality. So I already spoke about your attitude. Your attitude, think of it like you wake up in the morning, you can wake up in a good mood or a bad mood. That's your attitude, right? You can go to work and your attitude could be, well, I talk about people behind their backs, or your attitude is like you just grumble and complain about everything. All right, that's attitude. But your mentality is the engine that drives that. It's the engine that drives your attitude. So in other words, if you wake up in the morning and you're in a bad mood, it's your mentality that says, despite my bad mood, I'm going to be positive, motivated, encouraging, and I'm going to do a great job, and I'm going to work with integrity. That's the mentality. Mentality is what drives, it steers your emotions. It's what controls the words that come out of your mouth. Your attitude could want to say something you shouldn't say, but your mentality says, okay, even though I want to say this, I won't. Right? It drives the quality of your work. It drives your mentality, drives your perceptions of people and your relationships, etc. So invest in yourself first with your mentality, and then educate yourself above and beyond. When you're in a trade, day to day, you're learning. It's on-the-job learning every day, and over time, you're going to gain more skills. But that doesn't mean you have to stop there. If you want to move from 10 to 12, 15, 17, 20, up to 30 or more dollars an hour, educate yourself above and beyond what you're learning on the job. Invest in training videos, invest in the technical knowledge, invest in, take home some of those install guides, understand the flow of refrigerant and what it's doing, understand how a heat pump works. Understand the importance of airflow. Open up some of these install guides and really dig in and learn some of the things you didn't know. So these are things you can do on your own. You don't have to be dependent on someone to teach you that stuff. If you want to learn more, if you want to make more money, learn more and learn it faster, because the world is your oyster. Information is available at the flip of a switch. And so education should not be a thing that holds you back from making more money. It should actually be the thing that helps you make more money faster. And then skills, same thing. You can learn stuff at home even. Rewire your own panel, learn the codes, get certifications. All these things you can study for on your own. You don't need someone to do that for you, right? So invest in yourself. Number 3, improve your emotional intelligence. And this hopefully is a surprise to you. But those who are more successful have a higher emotional intelligence. And I'm not talking about IQ. IQ is your intelligence quotient. It's the thing that makes you, Stephen Hawking, the genius level at the top of emotional intelligence. But here's where intelligence levels kind of fall off the cart, so to speak. Somebody that goes to college 4.0, and they interview for the same job somebody who has a 3.0 average, and the person with the 3.0 average often gets the job. And why is that? Because they may not have a higher IQ, but they have a higher EQ, a higher emotional intelligence, because they relate with people better, they're better communicators, they work as a team better, and those are the things that bring value. And so you can be really smart, but if you don't have high emotional intelligence, then it just makes it more difficult for you to be successful. So you want to make more money, work on your emotional intelligence. Ask questions. Hey, what am I like when I come into a crowd? I know I'm shy. Maybe I should work on that and work on being better and practice with whatever conversations or starting conversations. If you always want to talk about yourself, start asking more questions about other people. There's books out there you can learn on how to improve your emotional intelligence and what it is. But it's very important in the marketplace. And if you want to move from 15 to 30 plus, improve your emotional intelligence. And sometimes it's going to require you to retrain your mind. Like there might be some real issues. You might have some obstacles in your emotional intelligence and have a lot of room for improvement, but you can do it. Your brain and your mind and your mentality, it's fluid, and you can, if it's in one shape, you can pour it out and make it another shape if you really work at it and you really want to. So you retrain your mind, you think differently, respond differently, and you improve communication skills, and you can do that, and that's one way to increase your value. Fourth, sales. Sales is what makes the world go round. Anything you're installing, any job you have is because somebody sold something. And HVAC installers and technicians, a lot of times, they cringe at the idea of being a sleazy salesman. But it's really simple. Sales is what is actually the highest paid position in all industries, all jobs, all professions. Sales is the highest paid. And if you're a technician and an installer, there's rarely someone making 30 or more as an installer technician who doesn't incorporate to some degree successful sales into what they do. So if you invest in learning about the products and how they can help a customer, when you start offering it, you don't have to worry about being sleazy. Just offer products to people. If they want them, great. If they don't, great. Move on. Sometimes it's just about bringing value by presenting something to the customer, and at first 1 out of 10 will buy, but as you learn and improve by mastering some sales techniques and being and improving those skills, you will increase your wages. Absolutely. All right, and number 5, and this is the final: take responsibility for your own success. Take responsibility for your own success. Too often people look at their wage and they want to look at all the reasons why they're not making more. Well, my boss is a cheapskate, or, this company sucks, they don't pay anybody. Well, guess what? There's other companies, but you can go to another company and all you're going to be doing is starting over again. Take responsibility for your own success. No more blaming, no more victim mentality. Give more than you take and educate yourself. Improve your mentality, improve your emotional intelligence, and understand that the more value, or if you want to make more, you have to increase your value in the marketplace. And that is your responsibility. That's no one's responsibility for your own. If you do work and you install something for somebody, they have the responsibility to pay you. But if you want to become more valuable in the marketplace, take the responsibility on your own. And everything that I said today, if you like it, please like, please subscribe. But this all applies to owners as well. If you're struggling with, well, man, I just can't sell, I can't do that, guess what? You can. You can improve the value of your company by increasing the value that you bring to the marketplace. And hopefully, if you follow and subscribe, you'll get value, and I'll help teach more and more from my bird's eye view that I have as a territory manager on how you can improve the value of your company. And for HVAC installers, how you can improve your wages from 15 to 30 plus. I guarantee if you start working on these things in just a couple of years, you'll be much more successful than you are today. So thanks for listening to HVAC Animated. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to bringing you more content. Thanks a lot.